Hi, welcome to NAMA's virtual class by PGND. Today we shall be focusing on kinetic theory of matter. So the topic of today is kinetic theory of matter. And for us to understand this topic clearly, I wanted us to take this example. If you have a perfume, for example, after you watch this video, get into your room, call one of your siblings or maybe a relative or a friend in the room. Let the friend be at the further ends of the room as he stands in the one end. And then spray the perfume. Spray the perfume and then ask a friend if he or she smelled the perfume at the further end of the room. And so what will happen is that as you spray the perfume, for example, you just spray it yourself. As you spray the perfume, you will notice that, or a friend will notice that, the smell of the perfume will move from your side to the side of where a sibling or maybe a friend has sat in. So what does that mean? What it means is that as you spray the perfume will be smelled from the other side of the room or from within the room. Much as the strength will actually be reduced from you is spraying to the person smelling it from the side of the room. So what that indicates is that the particles of of matter are in a constant motion. And we said in the previous videos that motion is just a movement. So you find these particles of matter are in constant motion, and that's why when you mix, for example, sugar with water, you stir it up, it mixes up. So if, for example, if the particles in sugar were actually fixed, there would be nothing like what we call a mixture. For example, sugar mixing up with water. So this kinetic theory of matter is actually based on three assumptions. This kinetic theory of matter is based on three assumptions. Assumption A is that the matter is made up of small particles. That this matter is made up of small particles. B, the assumption B is that these particles can be separated. So the second assumption is that the particles that make up the matter can be separated. So it talks about separation of particles. And then the last assumption this makes is that the particles are in constant motion. So it talks about these particles keeps moving. Particles are in constant motion. So the kinetic theory of matter is based on three assumptions. One is that the matter consists of small particles and that these particles can be separated and particles are in a constant motion. And that is backed up by one of the examples that I gave before, that when you spray a perfume, you will find that the perfume will be smelled from the other side of the room because the particles are actually in a motion. And so, what does this mean? It means that the kinetic theory of matter focuses, it focuses on three key things. It focuses on how these particles are packed, focuses on one, how the particles are packed. Two, it also focuses on the effect of the temperature. And then three, it focuses on the forces of attraction. Forces of attraction between these particles. Forces of attraction between the particles. Therefore, the kinetic theory of matter states that matter is made up of tiny particles that are continuously in random motion. Therefore, the kinetic theory of matter states that matter is made up of particles that are continuously in a random motion. So that is it. So in summary, the kinetic theory of matter states that the matter is made up of tiny particles that are continuously in a random motion. So when someone asks you, state the kinetic theory of matter, that is the answer you give. That it is made up one of tiny particles, and that those tiny particles are continuously in a random motion. And it explains more about how these particles are packed together in the states of matter. And we said in the previous videos that the states of matter exist in three forms: in form of solid, in form of liquid, and in form of gases. And it also explained on the effect of the temperature on the particles of matter and also the forces of attraction. The more firmly these forces of attraction are, the closer the particles are packed, the less movement exhibited by the particles of matter. But just before I end this video, in previous videos I said that kinetic, it comes from the Greek word called kineo, and this word means I move. So whenever you hear about the word kinetic, it means movement. It's mean movement. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please remember to keep sharing the video so that it reaches all the students that are currently in the second level. Thank you so much. Till we meet again.